Welcome back to San Antonio Living. We're talking with attorney Rebecca Gonzalez, and this morning we're focusing on divorce. We talked a lot about the husband and wife situation. I want to talk a little bit about child support and separation. When you become separated, what happens?
Okay. A common, since we've so far geared it towards what women need to look out for. For the men, this is a common problem. They are getting separated, and they come in, maybe they've been separated, already 6 months or a year. And the first question I ask them is, okay, so how many children, of course, have you been paying any child support? Sometimes it's surprising how many men don't realize from the moment you separate, you have a child support obligation. It begins right then.
Okay.
Whether you're married or whether you're not married, it begins right then.
Okay.
This can get, into a messy situation because at that point, the husband realizes or the boyfriend realizes he's in arrears, and what happens with the child support arrearage is that there's a 6% interest rate tacked on it, and what that means is they can get a huge credit card bill that becomes revolving, that they can't get out from underneath. These are all things that are important to be looking out for.
Got to get ahead of it.
I tell the men they need to come in prior to getting separated when they're thinking about this, and we'll run their paychecks and see, okay, honestly, what do you need to make sure you're giving her every month? Because the reality is, if you're going to split up in anticipation of a divorce, it may be that you're paying the mortgage, the CPS, and this, but it doesn't cover what your child support obligation is.
How do you come up with that number? Is there a rule, or how does it work?
Well, it's all percentages.
Okay.
Depends on how many kids you have. It starts with 20% for one child, and it goes up by 5% for each additional child within the same home.
Okay.
Now, if you start having children with multiple women, this can be a mess. The percentage starts...
It's a lot of law. You got to dig through at that point to figure that stuff out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you mentioned that your consultations are free, right? So the best case scenario is if this is something that you're thinking about in your family, you want to consult with Rebecca before you go ahead and make that first step to make sure you have all your ducks in a row.